Alright, g'day, hi and welcome. It fired up, no problem. That little charge that I gave it last night there really helped out that battery. Yeah. Now, watch this for some maneuvers. What you're about to see is real. There are no reenactments here. I said that the other day to somebody, they freaking laughed so hard. They're like, what are you talking about? I was like, I forget what I was doing, but anyway, it was one of my clients. Like, what you're about to see is real. There are no reenactments here. Oh God, I hope not. You know, he found it funny anyway. I say funny stuff like that all the time. Like, look at my clean windshield. Actually, that is pretty clean. Yeah, let that clean that up. It's not just smearing; it's actually clean. Go like that, leave it. Oh, perfect. Oh, windshield washer fluid. That's my second mission today. That will be my second mission. Guess why? Now, too far in here because I don't want to get stuck. It's not thick here, but it's enough that you could spin it. With these light trucks, they tend to get stuck. They don't have enough weight, right? Especially in the back. So you tend to spin in the back. But even with the 4x4, if you're spinning in the back and you're just slightly in a bit of a down rut, what happens is the back spins and goes down while the front tends to dig in too. And that's not good. But you see that fancy maneuvering that I just did, that didn't happen. Why? Because not only am I handsome, got a plan. Alright, so I got, I don't know if there's, if my dad has some windshield washer fluid in here, I'll use it up, but if not, I got some in the silver pellet. The poor silver pellet. So I gotta go put that there. I'm gonna grab my gloves. It is quite utterly chilly. These gloves are great for this kind of weather, but any warmer than this, your hands sweating and your gloves smell so bad. But these are like, actually it was my client there that passed away from in there, like he gave them to me, God rest him. These are good gloves, but I think I tore them yet. I taken the battery out of the truck. I didn't want to make these work gloves. These are like snowmobile gloves, right? Snowmobile gloves are like a different level. Like they're, you want warm, they can almost get too warm. Like your hands will sweat, and if they sweat, then they'll freeze, right? So, but if you're in the real cold stuff, like these are like minus 30 gloves and below. You'd probably be okay at minus 50 with these. I hope I don't see minus 50 this year. I've been at the coldest I've ever been in is minus 63. And I've been without my shirt on in minus 58. Not for very long. Just enough to snap a photo at Portage in Maine and Winnipeg. Me and the other guy, yeah, and you can see the friggin' thermometer there too. Minus 58. Here we are with the shirts off. That was a pretty funny time. Yeah, we ran there with the coats on with no shirts underneath. We literally got out of the vehicle, parked, went around the corner, and it's like the intersection of Portage and Maine is the windiest section in the world. Intersection in the world, just because there's like the five big buildings there. There's like the Icon building and all that, and it just like creates this wind tunnel vortice-y. Yeah, it's the Metro Vortex. Yeah, let's get fancy with it. Not only the weatherman can get fancy, I can get fancy too. The Metro Vortex. And it's always like 10 degrees cooler there than anywhere else in the country. And it's cold. It's cold. But like in minus 58, like you leave your car out for 5 hours and the battery's dead. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. You just gotta, you know, like like people do is they carry like a booster pack. They go into work with the booster pack, and when they come out, they just put the booster pack on, you know, for like a minute, like a couple of minutes, and then they try to start the car. You know, and if they're lucky, it starts. If not, they got to give it a super boost. And, yeah, like you need booster cables in Canada. No ifs, ands, or buts. Well, you should have that in your car anyway. You should have that in your car anyway. Even if you never use this habit, not need it, not have it. Right? So I guess maybe after, I'm gonna go make another video for my bit shoot. Links are down below if you want to check out that. And then after that, I'm gonna go see if I can work on my new song. So yeah, but yeah, so when I recorded the song is kind of like an anti-government song, just kind of like how every politician has kind of betrayed us everywhere around the world. So the song's called Trust Us, right? You know, the government trust us. Yeah. So it's not super obvious, but that's what I wrote it about. I wanted to get more fancy with the video, but instead one of my subscribers had suggested me doing a stop motion thing. So there's like a really low tech stop motion with the seashells and the statue and the money and stuff like that. It's about a 4-minute tune. It sounds like 1982 thrash metal. There's my client. Hope she's doing well. She's recently widowed, so yeah. She's probably going to see the kitty cats. That's where she's probably going. Anyway, yeah, the song, it sounds like a thrash metal band from 1982 on an independent label. So so in other words, the recording kind of sucks. But I think the song is good though. Like, the song is fun. It's aggressive, very aggressive. Like something like that, if I was to get into like a studio, I'd you know, where I could really take my time. The problem is when I record at home, I can take my time with the guitar and the bass, but the vocals and drums are opportune. Meaning my dad leaves the house for an hour or so, that's the time frame I got. But if it takes 2 hours to do the vocals and the drums, then you get what you get, right? The mastering, I can take my time on it, but the mastering is a funny thing. It is tricky to get it right? Because it's all about what frequencies to cut, what to leave, what not to leave. And that all comes down to your primary recording. The closer you can get the raw recording, the less tweaking you have to do, right? Sounds easy, right? Well, it's not, because, like for example, the effects in the BR1200 are pretty good for 2006, right? But they do have a very plasticky, artificially kind of sound to them, which gets muddy really quickly in the mix, right? So I don't think you say, well, you can get a better sound if you just mic your cabinet and in the room and just go with that, you might get a better sound. And you probably would, but if you're in a room that's not treated, it gets echoey, you know, like there's always new problems, right? So that's why I made those videos about why you should start your own recording studio, because it becomes into an endless chase of like, you know, like you could spend $12,000 on recording equipment and not get much better than what I got. You know what I mean? Like, it really is a fine art. You know, so do you want to be a musician or a sound engineer? You know, that's all that skill like does. So for me, I'm like, okay, well, record on the cheap, like my BR1200. And I mean, that thing was $1,600 brand new back in 2006, right? And you can't compare today and say, well, I wouldn't pay that for that quality. In 2006, that's what good quality cost, right? That said, I think if you think about it more like an ideas machine, it works a lot better, you know, because then you're not getting, you're going to get the best you can get out of it. Just worry about playing the song really well, which, yeah, I know I got to take my own advice a bit, but, you know, the better you know your song, the better you're going to record your song. And if you're the multi-instrumentalist, you're doing the drums, the bass, the guitar, everything like that, you have to know each instrument just as good as the previous, right? Because if you don't, it will show. And with the drums, I know what sounds I want to hear, and stuff like that. And then there's just, okay, here's my playing abilities, right? So there's always that trade-off of, like Paul Gilbert said, there's the sound in your head and the sound you can produce. And if they can both meet up, that's great. You know what I mean? And it's true. Because, like, you'll write a song on the guitar, but when you start putting other instruments in it, you have to start to change things, especially if you're doing like crazy dynamic picking, like gallops and stuff like that, which you often get in metal. I guess I'll let him go. I could cut him off, but yeah. But anyway, yeah, so you get these dynamic sounds, or dynamic picking, where you're doing either a hybrid pick or whatever. It has to be so perfectly timed that it can be very difficult to double track. That's why you normally don't hear guitar solos. You'll hear them harmonized, but you don't hear them double tracked, because it's almost impossible to get every little nuance there, and it all stands out, right? Like it all stands out at the end of the recording. Yeah.